Number 17. The diagram below shows how wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum relate to the size of real-world objects. Which of the following telescopes could be used to gain information about a distant stars that emitted electromagnetic radiation with a wavelength about the size of an atom, 1 by 10 to the negative 8 meters? A ground-based radio telescope. B, a ground-based optical telescope. C, a space-based infrared telescope. Or D, a space-based X-ray telescope. Number 18. Which of the following best describes a proton? F, it has a negative charge and about the same mass as an electron. G, it has a positive charge and about the same mass as a neutron. H, it has a negative charge and about the same mass as a neutron. Or J, it has a positive charge and about the same mass as an electron. Number 19. The diagram shows two bowling balls of equal mass. Ball A is resting near the edge of the shelf. Ball B is resting on the ground below. Which of these statements best describes the diagram above? A, ball A has more kinetic energy than ball B. B, ball B has more kinetic energy than ball A. C, ball A has more gravitational potential energy than ball B. Or D, ball B has more gravitational potential energy than ball A. Number 20. Which of the following describes the position of the moon, the sun, and the earth when the spring tides occur? F, the sun is perpendicular to the moon and earth. G, the moon is perpendicular to the sun and earth. H, the moon, the sun, and the earth are in a line with either the moon or earth in the middle. J, the moon, the sun, and earth are in a line with either the moon or the sun in the middle. Number 21. An atom of which element is represented by this model? A, sodium. B, helium. C, lithium. Or D, nitrogen. Number 22. A geologist found an old area topographic map from 100 years ago. In order to determine that erosion has occurred in the area, the geologist should F, compare the 100-year-old area topographic map with a recent one and look for a widening of the spaces between contour lines. G, compare the 100-year-old area topographic map with a recent one and look for a crossing of contour lines. H, compare the 100-year-old area topographic map with a 100-year-old satellite image and look for an increase in the number of rivers. J, compare the 100-year-old area topographic map with a 100-year-old satellite image and look for wind speed and direction values. Number 23. Which diagram correctly shows the position of Earth, the Sun, and the Moon when an observer on Earth sees a waning gibbous? A, B, C, or D, a waning gibbous? Number 24. 4 students push on a block of wood with the forces shown in the diagram below. Ignore friction. The block slides horizontally. What is the net force acting on the block of wood? F, 3 newtons to the left. G, 8 newtons to the left. H, 11 newtons to the right. Or J, 25 newtons to the right. Number 25. By the 1960s, the scientific community had largely accepted the idea of plate tectonics. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence supporting the plate tectonic theory was the discovery of magnetic striping, zebra-like stripes indicating regions of strongly magnetic rock separated by a magnetic rock with the opposite polarity on the seafloor surrounding the mid-Atlantic ridge. These magnetic stripes on the ocean floor indicated that A, the seafloor was spreading outward from the mid-Atlantic ridge and that sections of the seabed had been formed during different geological times. B, the seafloor was spreading inward toward the mid-Atlantic ridge and that section of the seabed had been formed during different geological times. C, the seafloor was effectively stationary, but continental landmasses had significantly shifted coastlines over geologic times. D, natural magnetic rocks always form deep in the mantle of the earth, demonstrating that the crust had changed over geologic times. Alright, number 26. The Hertzsprung-Russell diagram is used to classify stars. Canopus, Polaris, Betelgeuse are classified as supergiant stars. Based on the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram, what characteristics do these three stars have in common? They all appear blue or blue-white. G, they are all very bright stars. H, they all are newly formed stars. Or J, they all have the highest surface temperatures. Number 27. Which pair of statements most accurately describes Earth's position relative to the Sun in late March and in late September? A, the Earth's axis is not tilted towards or away from the Sun. The Sun shines directly over the equator, and the northern and southern hemispheres receive the same amount of solar energy. B, the Earth's axis is parallel to the Sun. The Sun is directly over the poles, and the northern and southern hemispheres receive the same amount of solar energy. C, the northern end of Earth's axis tilts toward the Sun. The western hemisphere receives more solar energy than does the eastern hemisphere. D, the southern end of the Earth's axis tilts toward the Sun. The eastern hemisphere receives more solar energy than does the western hemisphere. Number 28. A student mixes calcium oxide and water into a test tube. Which statement provides evidence that a chemical reaction occurred? F, the test tube became hot. G, the CaO completely dissolved in water. H, the mixing of two chemicals resulted in a chemical reaction. J, the calcium oxide that did not dissolve settled on the bottom of the test tube. Number 29. Which of the following correctly describes where the Sun is located in our galaxy? A, the Sun is located near the edge of an elliptical-shaped galaxy. B, the Sun is located in an arm of a spiral-shaped galaxy. C, the Sun is located in the center of a spiral-shaped galaxy. Or D, the Sun is located in the center of an elliptical-shaped galaxy. Number 30. 3 students use their bodies to show how the Sun, the Moon, and Earth are aligned during the phases of the Moon. What is one limitation of this model? F, it cannot show the relative motion of the 3 objects. G, it cannot show a large object such as the Sun. H, it cannot show how the Sun's light affects the Moon's appearance. Or J, it cannot be used to show the direction of the Earth's revolution. 31. The satellite image below is of the Mississippi River Delta region. Which of the following statements best describes what might happen to the western area if the rate of weathering is greater than the rate of deposition over the next 10 years? A, at location Z, the landmass will decrease. B, at location Z, the landmass will increase. C, at location X, the landmass will increase. Or D, at location X, the landmass will decrease. Number 32. On September 5th, 2017, Hurricane Irma struck the Leeward Islands. After hitting the Leeward Islands in Puerto Rico, Hurricane Irma was predicted to hit the Bahamas on Saturday. If Hurricane Irma continued on the same path as predicted, which development would most likely have reduced its strength before it hit the Bahamas? F, cool water moving into the ocean south of the Leeward Islands. G, warm water moving into the ocean south of the Leeward Islands. H, cool water moving into the ocean southeast of the Bahamas. J, warm water moving into the ocean southeast of the Bahamas. Number 33. The following is an image of the Earth's crust. What crustal feature is forming at the location identified by the question mark in the drawing? A, trench. B, mid-ocean ridge. C, mountain range. D, rift valley. 34. A student conducted 2 investigations and recorded their observations in the table below. Which statement is supported by the student's observations? F, a chemical reaction was observed in both investigations. G, investigation 1 was a chemical reaction because the powder dissolved. H, there was no change in color, so neither reaction was chemical. J, investigation 2 was a chemical reaction because a gas was produced. Number 35. A plateau is a land feature that is formed with steep sides rising to a flattened top. Which topographic map most likely shows a plateau? A, B, C, or D? Number 36. What is the average speed of car D in kilometers per hour? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Number 37. The chemical formula for ethylene is C2H4. How many atoms are in a molecule of ethylene? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Make sure you recorded all your answers on your answer document and you have your science teacher and period at the top of your test.